Alright everyone, welcome back to another Ancient Cave race as part of the Earthbound Super Series. We are in the brackets now, and you guys are looking at the semifinals between RaikouRider and lltemple. So, whoever wins this race will be going on to the finals, and the loser will get to try and go through the loser's bracket to face the winner again. And with that, we have Leslie on commentary. How you doing, Leslie?
Doing well. Hi again, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever time of day it is in your part of the world. And I am really looking forward to this matchup because the winner, as you said, goes on to the finals, which will be airing on RPG Limit Break. So that's exciting. That's even more hype. As for the loser, they face the winner of the match earlier this evening, in Thomas, who has to take on Dr. Swellman to see who will move on in that round, and we are underway. And we're starting off with a quick phone, and Raikou's taking that quick save, and there's another one in the next room. Raikou's not taking that one. Thought about the ATM? Nope. Now, Temple's going the other way because that is a dead end. You need a pencil eraser to move on from there, unfortunately. It would be a warp forward, and it could go anywhere between 2 to 5 floors, so that could be floor 6, that could be floor 3, or something in between. And we've got our first encounter on Raikou's side. That is a spiteful crow with a random name, as Temple finds a multi-bottle rocket vendor on floor 1, and the crows are dropping bags of fries today. That's smart. Sell the broken spray can, buy a second big bottle rocket. I like that early strat. Raikou's found the full heal on floor 1. It is worth noting that each floor has at least one full heal by logic. A runner's high five, as we are going to see an exit mouse strat from Temple in the room where you can get one. Well, I actually like that strategy because good exit mouse play, you can save time. And hello, Forsyth Department Store. And I gotta ask this, who let that dog into the department store? Same enemy setup, and Temple's gonna try and work something out. I see what he did there. He lured the enemy over, so it was a single encounter. Raikou is checking shops for skip items. What Tao could certainly count as one, but doesn't want to shell out the money for it. He already dropped 20 on the, well, you gotta pay to get into the museum. That's just the way that works. There's a double burger and a picnic lunch, which, that, again, more Monkey Cave skip items. You definitely want to load up on those. And there's a super bomb vendor in the department store. Unfortunate to see that this early, because you go later into the game, you're definitely loading up on super bombs if you find them late game. And that present was following Raikou down the escalator, and Raikou gets credit with the back attack and is just going to get on out of there. And there's a baseball cap. So each floor has progressively better equipment. On floor 1, you will typically see things such as a baseball cap and the like. Now, Temple was trying to head back from whence he came, however, ran into a dead end. And there's the other museum. And thankfully for Raikou, this is a path forward, and that's a Casey bat. Now, in terms of raw numbers, that's the strongest bat in the game. However, in terms of accuracy, it's pretty bad. It's basically a play off the poem The Mighty Casey, a baseball player for the old Cincinnati Red Stockings who had a lot of power, but more often than not, when he swung with all his might and missed. And as a baseball footnote, the Cincinnati Red Stockings would become what we now call the Cincinnati Reds, and I mention that because tomorrow is baseball opening day. Personally looking forward to it, and I know Ness would too. I didn't see what Raikou did. He just went back to the beginning, or what? Did he use his exit mouse by accident? Because I know I've done that. Oh, I see. He got the backstage pass to skip forward. That was an extremely smart move. I don't think that sent him forward too far because here's a new age retro hippie with a completely different name. It's still not a bad fight to get a quick couple levels. Now, the unfortunate part about where this skip spat out is a room that to cross it, you have to take a really long swim and it's super slow. Even with the fast movement. Now, Raikou just found the back end of a floor. We don't know which floor that is here. So, as a result of that, we know we're at least early floor 3, maybe 4? I don't ever recall seeing New Age Retro hippies past that point, at most. And it looks like the attack slugs are dropping bread rolls, which is not a bad recovery item for the early game. And Temple has found the same backstage pass that RaikouRider found. We are in Central Onet. Onet is divided into 3 distinct areas. There's Central Onet, Northern Onet, and Southern Onet. And Temple has found the hype room, unfortunately, a few floors sooner than you'd want to find it, but that does give Temple better equipment, and he gets an exit mouse back, which Raikou does not have, it's worth noting. And Raikou has found a ruler skip, so now he's gone from one floor to another, and that's a Saturn ribbon. This is a much deeper skip. If I had to guess, and chat, if you want, can help me out with this, I think that's floor 7 or 8, and we have no idea what the bosses are yet. Maybe 6, but probably upwards of 7 or 8. And there is a bottle. Yeah, and there is a vendor on this room. And we have found a lucky sandwich and a mammoth burger. Now, the mammoth burger isn't going to do anything in terms of monkey skips because that actually doesn't count as a burger. But the lucky sandwich, well, when you get it, it is determined as to what it actually is in terms of recovery. Oh, and it's worth noting that those slugs hurt. And unfortunately, Jeff goes down for Raikou's side, so whatever experience is gained here, Jeff isn't going to be able to get, but it is a free turn because of solidification. Raikou heads into the circus tent, which leads to Summers right by. Now, Summers isn't a bad place to find an ancient cave, because now you get a free Hitman on this screen, which is right here for bosses. Skipped a mini boss, and I did not see Doggo. I did see Starman Deluxe on 7, which is where he is, and Electrospectre on 8. Let's hope for Raikou. Oh boy. This could be a nasty fight because those are pit bull attack slugs. They hurt. And that's a party wipe on Raikou's side, which is very unfortunate, especially without an exit mouse. That basically sends him all the way back to floor 1. He's going for the full 5. Well, he's going for a 500 cash withdrawal. Now, he did find earlier Giant Step, a full heal on this floor. But instead, he's going to use the backstage pass, which is in Nessa's inventory, which is important because if Ness had been fainted, that wouldn't have happened. And Raikou gets through the 2-on-1 encounter against the Black Antoids without any psychic points, which can be daunting. Now, Temple has gone back to the same skip that Raikou took, which, based off of how things have folded out, I'd be led to believe that this is floor 3 or 4. And Raikou's on same floor, and oh boy, this could be trouble. 3 Mr. Baddies in this situation. And he's going to try and bail out, but the game's like, no. Thankfully, a free turn from the enemies, and he's away. Now, in a pinch situation like this, Mammoth Burger is a good healing item. Barely got away from that gift box encounter. I did not see what Thomas got out of the or rather Temple got out of the gift box. Oh boy. That's kind of a long day right there. As now Raikou has found a gift box with believe that to be a slime generator, and that's another skip that Temple's taken, and that's a guts capsule. And we've got ourselves a super bomb vendor on floor 7, so that could be something big. And Temple has marked an exit mouse near what would be another skip. Well, Raikou was looking for a full heal and he found it. Now, this is a little risky because the skip that's here is a one-way skip. He can go through it, but he can't go the other way. So there's risk-reward here. There's a chance it could send him all the way back to floor 1. It could send him to floor 9. It's in one of those positions where it could quite literally send him anywhere. And realizing that, he wants no part of it. While Temple has found Dalam, there is another Hitman here, which could show us what floor we're on. Good strategy by RaikouRider to lure the enemy away to where it's a solo encounter. And the bad buffalo could not weather the storm. A platinum band and a kraken soup were the two items I saw there. I didn't see the other one. And a night pendant. Okay, that's definitely deep. Night pendants you typically see, I want to see around 6 through 8, if memory serves me. And it's possible this is another part of 7. And Raikou's found an inn, and the tiny ruby spot has been found. That leads to Onette, so that's a backwards skip. And Raikou has found the pudding, and wait, and Temple is on floor 8, so Temple's in a better position here, I would think, because he doesn't have to worry about Starman Deluxe, which, honestly, if you're Raikou, you're worried about that fight right now, and you're looking for a skip to get past it, or a lot of DPS, with the emphasis on a lot, because Starman Deluxe could drop your whole party with PK Starstorm Alpha just like that on a whim. And Pooh already has Psychic Freeze Gamma on Raikou's side. And here come the level ups. And Temple's gonna take on one of the moles of the mole cave, which, not a bad idea for experience, because this is a good source of experience early to mid-seed. It uses a power shield by default, so as a result of that, that bottle rocket damage came right back and took Jeff out before the boss went down, which is very unfortunate, and Temple doesn't want any missed experience, so has hit the reset button. I see. Repair the broken spray can and sell the fixed item to get more bottle rockets. They aren't multi-bottle rockets, but big bottle rockets do a lot of damage in their own right. And Temple's not thrilled with that particular fight and has reset once again. And there goes the rodent. Another round of level ups for Raikou, as well as a platinum band. Might as well take the defense where you can get it. Now there's 2 gift boxes in this cave. However, a Hall of Fame bat. That's much better than the cracked bat by a wide margin. See you later, alligator. Unless something were to change drastically, Algernon, I doubt it, but with Rando, one thing that I've learned is you never say never until you see the dot done. That 2-enemy fight is giving Temple some really nice level ups as Raikou finds a phone and an ATM. Well timed, I might add. Does not check the arms dealer, though. but instead is going to go to the arm. Oh, okay. I see what Raikou's doing here. I appreciate he knows where the super bombs are. He is stockpiling, presumably for the road ahead, and I presume Starman Deluxe to out DPS. Yeah, more often than not, these late floors take a lot longer, in large part due to preparation, grinding levels, all that stuff. Because this is the harder part of the game. You skip to here, you gotta take the extra time to ensure you're adequately prepared. And here's another full heal with enemies into Lam's throne room. Pooh's not gonna take kindly to that. Fire Gamma before Fire Beta. That is an oddity that does happen sometimes with this rando. Can't explain it, but yeah. Okay, there's Fire Beta. So that little irregularity happens. A shiny coin. A Baddest Beam, that is a weapon for Jeff, and if memory serves me, that is, in terms of best weapons Jeff can have, that ranks number 3. Now that doesn't surprise me about Floor 9, because Floor 9 is literally the great equalizer in this rando, because it can take a while because you can find Gygus without having Psychic Shield Sigma, you could full clear the floor trying to find him, basically everything in between as well. There's a Starman, first one of the seat. Oh, and the Starman has a surprise for our runners. When it gets defeated, it explodes. That is randomized, folks, and that would be a nasty surprise. And Raikou tried Alpha, which does not work for poison, sadly. And Raikou has found a pizza shop at a pizza shop, which has me wondering, well, that seems familiar. Meanwhile, Temple has found a whole gaggle of Fobbies. This could be dangerous because Fobbies hit hard in an ancient cave. If their HP rolls up, you're in for a long fight. And I have seen that happen plenty of times. But it's worth noting, the experience, if Temple is able to pull this off, is A+ good. There goes one Fobby. Unfortunately, Ness goes down and Temple doesn't want to finish that fight, hits reset. Understandably so. You want the whole party to get the experience. Now Raikou's checking out more of Summers and Shop to Restaurant. Every so often this rando does that where one door on a floor leads to another door in that same area, and unfortunately Raikou gets back attacked. This could be rough, but not as bad as it could have been, I guess, because no mini ghost happened. Oh my goodness. What is this on Temple's side? That lag and all those fobbies. Only 4, and Temple wants no part of that. Now, a prayer happened where, well, on Raikou's side, where unfortunately, while Pooh got revived, the unfortunate part is the rainbow-colored light goes both ways. So, the rat also got revived. And then roasted on the next turn. And Raikou is taking on Frank in Onett. And this is not going to be a long fight, but what this does is this does open up another full heal. That UFO just didn't want Temple to get away, so it's another fight for Temple, albeit on the albeit a single enemy. Still a tough enemy because these UFOs can hit for big damage and leave you with colds. And Temple has found a Viper. That is a snake guaranteed to poison. Raikou has found a phone and is taking this time to save and withdraw more money. I shall see what's here, and nothing worthwhile, unfortunately. Now, every so often in Ancient Cave, with the faster movement speed that we default to, you see weird things like presents that are out of bounds and enemies that are also out of bounds and the like. And we have found the Tony phone call before floor 9 on Raikou's side. Now, this looks promising. The winter shop has been found, but nothing of note. Unfortunately, Hunter, that's just how the music shuffler works. Now, this room ought to be interesting for Raikou because there's like 5 scripted encounters that literally won't take him too long, and there's gift boxes throughout. Now, Temple opted to paralyze the loaded dice, which was a good call because loaded dice calls for assistance every turn. Fights against that enemy can get out of hand in a hurry. Because the enemies it call upon include carefree bombs, uncontrollable spears, nasty stuff. There's a skip sandwich deluxe for Raikou. That does count as a skip item in the monkey cave, by the way. Magic butterfly for Temple cuts his movement off for a moment, but it's worth it. 20 extra psychic points, and Raikou has found a piggy jelly. That's a pretty good recovery item, all things considered. Last scripted encounter for Brick Road. And Temple is in a bus tunnel. Temple did pick up an Earth pendant. I did not see where. When you get to floors 8 and 9, you tend to start to find Earth pendants, Sea pendants, and Star pendants. Very helpful stuff for the Gygus fight. And as chat pointed out, Raikou picked up a Night Pendant in Brick Road. Now, this is significant because this is flash resistance. Raikou's going to take on these lesser mooks. Now, this is a bit risky because the air PSI moves hit hard if you don't have Psychic Shield Sigma or the corresponding pendants. But Raikou is through just fine. And Tempo is doing some shopping. And Raikou just found the back of floor 6, so be interesting to see where this goes. Raikou going for a quick auto fight option here, and that's that for that encounter. Temple has found Northern Onet, but is probably looking for a more favorable pattern for running the gauntlet, as we call it. And finds a sea pendant in what holds a bread roll in the vanilla game. That's massive for Gygus, because if you don't get a star pendant, that's absolutely the best you can hope for. And to make things tougher here, that Woolly Shambler can cast Psychic Shield Alpha, which can make your psychic attacks useless on an opposing target. And here come the Pitbull attack slugs on Raikou's side. And Jeff has the prayer option this seed, so gotta make sure Jeff stays alive at the end game. And that's a win on Raikou's side. And they dropped a salt packet. I don't see how that works because of how slugs are very vulnerable to salt. So right now the question is, what's going to happen first? Before I could even finish that thought, it looks like Temple's found the end of floor 8. And finds a magic tart while avoiding the robot. Nice. And that skip would have led backwards. Temple wants no part of it. Raikou is near a hospital and is getting his party members revived as Temple has found Tucson. Now, out of every area in this rando, this one has the most doors. 19 total, to be exact. See how this plays out for Temple, and the bus station goes right to the Chaos Theater. Talk about teleportation. And that beat in Peaceful Rest Valley, worth noting, is a skip area because you need the pencil eraser to traverse to the other side. And Temple's found bottles of deluxe water for sale. Great psychic point recovery item for Pooh at an average of 40 per. Definitely worth it. So I guess I'll ask this again, because I thought Temple found the end of floor 8, but not the case. Who's going to get off their current floor first? Will it be Raikou or will it be Temple? I have a feeling Temple is close, but Tucson being as large as it is, it could be a while. Raikou back in 3, looking to try and find a way forward. And Temple might have found something, as the Tucson Hotel leads right to Winters, courtesy of the Monotoli building, but that is a safe home, so could be something. We shall see. And Raikou's arrived at the Saturn Valley Inn, but that's not what he's looking for. And, well, you have a magic butterfly spawn on you. It's gonna play out its animation. And Temple just found the boss to floor 7, or at least its room. So now we know what the room looks like. Raikou's not gonna know it, but it's there. I would be led to agree with that, because at least Earth Pendant, while not perfect, gives you something against a Psychic Okinetic Barrage, especially against Gygus. So Raikou just picked up a cold remedy off the enemies he beat. Hard to say which one it was because it was a crowd of 3, but cold remedies really aren't that useful at this stage of the game. And more super bombs for Raikou. I think Raikou's gonna save scum this skip. If it goes forward, he's gonna keep going. If not, he's probably gonna reset to save his progress. I like this strategy because, hey, what is Raikou doing? Did he grab the key? All right, because I didn't see it. Does get the instant win. He did not. lltemple has indeed found his way off floor 8 and will now be, or at least to the boss of floor 8, and will now be taking on Electrospectre and Vanilla, the boss of Lumine Hall. The good news here is this is not a doggo suit. And Raikou has used the key to the tower. And he'll... a defense shower. Ooh. Not a bad find, but that enemy might not be what he was looking for. And yeah, that wasn't what he was looking for, so despite the defense shower, he's like, thanks, but no thanks. So for those not familiar, the defense shower is an item that Jeff can repair in the vanilla game, and when using it, has an effect of, if you're familiar with Mother 3, you casting defense up Omega. Because your whole party gains a bit of defense. Despite the name Giggly Spectre, I don't think Thomas is finding the pain amusing. So what I'm getting at by that is the enemy he encountered was on a floor that was not a floor 9 enemy. On this situation, RaikouRider knows he's on floor 7. The enemy he was looking for was a floor 9 enemy, such as a Starman Super or something along those lines. And Temple has taken down Electrospectre and off to floor 9. And I do believe Temple got Healing Gamma on Pooh, which is a revival spell. So what we're after here on floor 9, that skip was the other end of another skip that if you had 2 items, you can get to floor 9 that way. Now, this room, the Tenda Village, is a full heal, albeit a slower full heal, but a full heal all the same. No Psychic Shield to start for the Starman Super, which in the vanilla game starts with a Psychic Power Shield. And Raikou's found the end of floor 7. Now let's just hope his offensive planning pays out for Starman Deluxe, which can be a real nasty fight. Because in the vanilla game, you've got beams being fired at you, you've got PK Starstorm raining down at you, and I should not have said that. I will call that commentator's curse. But RaikouRider manages to out DPS and hang on against Starman Deluxe. And another C pendant has been found by Temple. I have to agree, because short of having Psychic Shield Sigma, you needed it. Well, I'll just say this. Starman Deluxe is an enemy you absolutely must have a DPS strategy for, or else you're sunk. There are a number of bosses in this game where that's the case. And Starman Deluxe is one of them. Kraken definitely is, especially if Kraken's on an early floor. Like, I had one seed where Kraken was on floor 3. It was gross. Now, Raikou's found his way to Tucson. Let's see if he can find his way to Electrospectre any faster than Temple did, which would put him right back in this race. Now, Temple has found Dusty Dunes Desert, which has a number of gift boxes. Which, you're on floor 9, you're looking for Gygus. Well, he's arriving on the back way, and unfortunately, due to traffic, he's going to have to wander through the desert a bit. Now, the flag for clearing that is giving some food to the miner, which does clear out the traffic. That heavy bazooka was basically vanilla. In the vanilla game, that's where the broken bazooka is, and when Jeff fixes it, it becomes a heavy bazooka. So for all intents and purposes, it is a vanilla heavy bazooka, which is basically a super bomb every turn. And yes, Thomas, I agree, you love to see it. Only thing I'm not sure of is if Psychic Shield Sigma has been learned yet. And Temple's at another branching path, which leads to a path with a robot. Doesn't like the robot idea, so goes the other way instead. picks up a souvenir coin, drops down the hole, and is, well, I'd say the exact same room with the exact same robot, so you might as well take it on. That's just me, though. Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be skipping gifts on floor 9, but that's just me. And that is a mini barf that is in the way. Temple's just gonna have to clear it out quick. And the mini barf blocked away into Moonmine Hall. There's a star pendant. Now, if you don't, if you're wondering what's better than a C pendant, that'd be the star pendant. Better defense, better protection, and Temple has just found the final room. And is marking where that is. I would lead this to believe that Temple doesn't have Psychic Shield Sigma yet? Question mark? This interesting combination does give Raikou a bit of time, but he is gonna have to put the hurry up on. Now, I don't remember where the correct door was out of Tucson, so we'll just have to watch and see on Raikou's side. His Temple appears to be looking for enemies to grind experience off of. Or as Thomas also points out, a phone and a heel. And the phone part in 9 can be the tricky part, because I've seen 9s where the phone was all the way at the very start of the floor. It was gross. And Raikou does not feel like swimming in the muck, and that is understandable. Does find a shop, though, which... well, he's gonna pull some money, and we'll see what he does from here. Well, unfortunately for Temple, the phone, as well as the full heal, is all the way back at Tenda Village. And Temple's used the exit mouse, so he is on the final room. Will he make it to Gygus clean, or will some enemies get in the way? Now, there are enemies, but, well, it's not going to exactly be a clean run. Has to go down a long, winding path. And he's there. Here's Gygus, folks. Which can be an RNG gauntlet in itself, because turn 1 can go one of two ways, an alpha or a beta. If he uses a beta, then Temple's either going to have to heal folks rapidly or hit reset and try again. He just saved, so he can definitely do that. Or an alpha drops, and we go from there. And it's an alpha. Temple was prepared with a life up to Pooh just in case, which is not a bad strategy at all. Goes for the paralysis on Pokey, which is a 50-50, but the game said no, it could be less than that. And he's going to opt for Brain Shock. Here comes a beta, but the shield is up. Now, this is going to be an interesting fight for Temple because Raikou currently has better DPS despite not having a heavy bazooka. Now, Raikou does pick up a Pharaoh's Curse. This is an item that is guaranteed to poison, so it can definitely be useful. Now, unfortunately, with Paula being down, this has become a very tough situation. And Temple's Porky just charged into Gygus, which as a result caused the attack to deflect into one of the kids. And Temple's going for it. I like this strategy of not only Brain Shock, but Heavy Bazooka and Freeze, so this is definitely where the DPS is at, between the Heavy Bazooka and the Freeze. No Solidify, unfortunately, so... Well, speaking of, I believe Temple might have just mismenued where that bottle of deluxe water. I believe Thunder would definitely be the most probable thing to kill him because no Franklin badges. And speaking of Thunder, that Thunder went right to Gygus naturally. So, as a result, it's now phase 3. And here come the prayers. Yeah, what Thomas is referencing is that Jeff could survive. Actually, I think both kids could survive one Thunder, provided that Pooh doesn't get hit by a ridiculous damage roll. And I mean ridiculously high on the RNG side. And the prayers continue for Temple, while Raikou continues to go through floor 8, rapidly running out of time. Does find the floor 8 full heal though, so that'll help. And yeah, Pooh did learn Healing Gamma at a level, I would say, earlier than the vanilla game. And Raikou has found the other end of Dalam. that's another combat win for Raikou, as Temple is only 3 prayers away. I'm doing the math right on the prayers. Okay, this is the final phase, which is 2 prayers to go. And Temple is just 2 prayers away from RPG Limit Break. And yeah, this was extremely close to a sub-hour. Temple got tied up on floor 8, which is where Raikou is now. Raikou got tied up on floor 7 and is still looking through 8. Back in Tucson, this is the right area, but, well, that's something you don't see very often. A solidify on the very final prayer. And that's time. Get your GGs in chat for Temple, who's going to RPG Limit Break for the grand finals of the Earthbound Ancient Cave Super Series 2021. And with an official time of 1 hour, 51 seconds. This seed really came down to what warps were taken. While Raikou took the backstage pass warp much faster, it wound up being Temple who wound up finding the correct route quicker, plus a better skip that went up to floor 8 versus a floor 7 skip. A good call by RaikouRider to cast Thunder to just tear off that Psychic Power Shield. So right now, it looks like Raikou's going to continue to play it out. And did get to Electrospectre quicker, but the difference being the warp difference. Because Temple found a warp that went to 8, Raikou's warp went to 7, and honestly, that played a huge role in this race. After all, even the great Vince Lombardi once said, "We just ran out of time." Which would be apropos to say here as well. And no opportunity to free chickens for either runner in this seed. As Raikou does pick up a seed pendant, that'll be very helpful. And Raikou's gonna check gift boxes in the desert? And now, in the credits, we do see what songs were for each floor. And Raikou sees a criminal caterpillar, which could either be that or a master criminal worm. Not gonna bother. Picks up a back attack here, which at this point is just a back attack to run away. Yeah, Temple, floor 8 really tied you up good with all. Floor 7 is what tied up Raikou, with the big difference being is your skip went to floor 8, his skip went to floor 7. And I do believe Raikou's getting close because this minibar fight was in the way. Algernon, this was the winners finals, so by result of that, Raikou will be facing the winner of Thomas versus Dr. Swellman at a date and time to be determined. So stay tuned for that, because I have a feeling that is going to be a fantastic match. Because Thomas is the lead playtester, and Doc has been grinding seeds on, well, just about every day as far as I'm aware. So it's going to be a fantastic match. Definitely look forward to it, because that's going to be a great match to watch. And Raikou is doing a quick life up at Gygus. So officially, for Earthbound Super Series Ancient Cave, we are down to the final 4. Now, it looks like Raikou didn't find the heavy bazooka, so just gonna go all in on making Corky's life miserable. However, despite not having a super... And I almost said super bomb, I meant heavy bazooka. Despite not having heavy bazooka, I do believe Raikou's in a good spot here. It does not seem that Pooh wants to be, or rather, Porky is taking paralysis very well today. So it looks like maybe potentially a very low percent are immune? And a good time on that revive to get a psychic shield back on Pooh. Yeah. And that's phase one. Yeah, that can certainly make things tough because turn one, he's gonna discharge a very stinky gas, which, as far as I can tell, for all intents and purposes, he's just basically farting, although it's weaponized. Ugh. Gonna try the secret herb. It does have a 25% rate of failing, so will it work? We shall see. And I shouldn't have said anything about it not working, because guess what happened? It didn't work. Commentator's curse striking again. Gonna try healing Gamma this time. On a free turn. And this time it works. That is right. So the way healing Gamma works is that it can revive a fainted character, but has a 25% chance of not working. And it's only a partial heal. Now, had it been healing Omega, it would have worked and been a full heal. Yeah, if that didn't work, Rai would have been sunk. Here comes the prayers. Now, in terms of Gygus fights, both these fights weren't easy at all for this seed. And Temple did a very good job of getting through phase one and then powering through phase two with just Jeff and Pooh, with the DPS and the healing to survive. As the prayers go through, unfortunately for Raikou, Pooh has gone down, but it's just prayers, so it's basically on Ness to keep Jeff alive here. Now, thankfully, the Super Plush Bears are drawing Thunder away from the main party, so that's gonna work in Raikou's favor here. And that prayer was just an ellipsis. Nice. Raikou is 2 prayers away. And unfortunately, the Super Plush Bear just got fried. So it's down to the last turn for Raikou. And the last prayer of the match. Let's see what happens. No solidification there. That'll do it. That's time. Get your GGs in chat for RaikouRider, who has finished with an SRTV time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, 26 seconds. So to surmise the seed, Raikou was given the runaround on 7 and 8, while Temple was given the runaround on 8. That's basically the biggest difference in this particular seed. But sometimes it's not the warps you find, but where they take you. And I agree, I missed the first race because, well, gotta make a living. And I would agree that the races were good, and this one was a very good one between 2 very top-level, talented runners of this rando, which, personally, if you haven't tried this rando yet and you love Earthbound, definitely give it a shot. It's at earthbound.app.
Right, everyone, let's give it up for both of our runners, RaikouRider and Temple. Temple's going to the finals. Raikou's going to the loser's bracket, so he is still not out of it. And let's all thank Leslie for the commentary. Leslie, that was great. Appreciate it very much.
It was my pleasure to do commentary for such a wonderful race, as well as a wonderful community with a very fun rando that, honestly, I don't think it gets nearly as much exposure out there as it could. So, like I said, if you haven't tried this rando out and you love Earthbound, I would strongly recommend doing so.
Yes, indeed. Our next race is going to be between Dr. Swellman and Thomas. It has not been scheduled yet. Looks like we're trying to do potentially later on this weekend, maybe early next week. We'll keep you guys up to date with that. Otherwise, have a good night. I'm going to try again and do this raid thing. Not sure if it really works. But if it does, we'll do Zakubi, who was in Ancient Cave and has just been knocked out today, but is now doing glitchless. So go give him some love, and thank you guys very much, and have a good night.
All right, until next time, folks, take care. We'll see you all then for more Earthbound Super Series Ancient Cave.
See you guys.